At dawn on the 4th of February, Cheatham had ordered Hotel Company to retake the health center, across the street from the university. But once again, the withering fire coming up the street from the Treasury Primary School stopped the attack. An idea put forward by a 106 crew began to develop. Ernie Cheatham took a personal interest in the plan. He left the side door of the university and walked a short distance, up to the corner of Truongdon Street and Lathonkia Street. At great risk he went out onto the street behind a light pole. Here he targeted the enemy machine gun, located in the school at the end of the street. In 1968, there was a damaged truck parked on the corner. This may have protected Cheatham. Not to forget, that the spot where Sergeant Maloney was killed, is only 20 feet away. Today it is difficult to confirm exactly where Cheatham positioned himself, as these 1968 post-battle photos show little cover on the sidewalk. In these photos you see the actual 106 shell casings from that day scattered around. Cheatham personally pinpointed the target in the Treasury Primary School, with M16 tracer rounds. When Ernie Cheatham was ready, the 106 crew bounced the mule, holding the gun down the steps of the university. We are now standing on the steps, from where the Marines pushed the 106 out onto the street. This is actual footage of the crew firing the 106 that day. Under the cover of the backblast, Hotel Company Marines under command of Sergeant Miller were once again able to rush across to the health center. The 106 round demolished the enemy machine gun post. Robert Hedger's rocket squad followed Miller's platoon across Lathonkia Street. A hole had been blown through the fence wall between the health center and a neighboring house. Corporal Hedger had just cleared the hole, when the enemy in the Treasury opened fire on him. His friend Lyndall Wilson saw him go down, and could see he was mortally wounded. Undaunted by the intense hostile fire, Wilson immediately maneuvered to protect his friend, firing continuously against the enemy's elevated position. For his courageous stand and selfless devotion to duty, he was awarded the Silver Star. Back at the university, even though the machine gun in the school had been destroyed, Fox 25 still could not make it across into the Treasury. Around this time, Major John Salvati, 25 executive officer, arrived from Fubai. Cheatham's first task for Major John Salvati was to position a 106 in an upper-level classroom so that it could fire on an enemy machine gun, located in the Treasury. The Marines were aware of the huge explosive backblast of the 106, so a remote firing cable was rigged. This shows what remained of the classroom after firing. Major Salvati then went over to Captain Downs' Fox 25 there. He learned of their unsuccessful attempts to attack the Treasury. The Major come up with a solution. He checked with Cheatham, who liked his idea. By lucky coincidence, when he arrived at McVie that morning he had seen several E-8 tear gas launchers stacked up beside a wall in an adjacent military compound. The E-8 gas launcher could propel 64 gas grenades. It would easily swamp the Treasury in tear gas. Captain Downs made ready his attack team with gas masks. Salvati set up his gas launcher in this courtyard. To see the type of action in this courtyard, look at our Part 6 video. Completely disregarding his own safety, He emplaced and armed the launchers in this open courtyard, despite the intense enemy fire striking all around him. For his action, Major Salvati was awarded the Silver Star.
Noticed that adjacent to the MAGV compound was a supply dump. And I just happened to notice stacked against the wall was a whole bunch of crates of E8 gas launchers. And when I went down to Mike Downs, I knew he was having difficulty getting across the street. And I thought, what else? Maybe the gas.
Also in this courtyard, on that day, Staff Sergeant James McCoy repeatedly exposed himself to the accurate sniper fire with complete disregard for his own safety. The Marines were able to systematically eliminate most of the sniper positions, enabling the company to assault the Treasury Building. For his action, James McCoy was awarded the Silver Star. It was just afternoon before they were ready to commence the attack. The gas canisters hit all over the Treasury Building. Simultaneously, the 106 crew blew open the Treasury's wrought iron gate. As soon as the gas exploded, Corporal Albritton raced through the hole in the courtyard wall. Followed by Ray Stewart and others, including Roger Warren's machine gun team. An M48 tank blew the front door moments before Albritton entered the building. The attack was a complete success. The Marines had come up with the winning formula for attacking buildings in the days ahead. Corporal David Theriault was awarded the Silver Star for his unwavering devotion to duty, when he and 4 of his men were wounded by grenade fragments. After clearing the Treasury, Roger Warren's machine gun team rushed the rear courtyard. A Marine in front of him was shot. Warren began firing his M60 from the hip. He advanced to the side of the wounded Marine. Although then being wounded himself, he continued firing. He used 2 entire ammunition belts before the enemy was silenced. Disregarding his own injuries, he had already been awarded 2 Purple Hearts and feared a third would send him home. There was no way that Warren was leaving his friends while he was still standing.
They were pursuing the enemy out of the Treasury. And they had retreated from the Treasury to draw us into another ambush. They hadn't just run away from the battle, they drew us into their battle from the Treasury. They had us in a field of fire, crossfire. Had a whole line of troops, sitting in some buildings. One guy, he just got blown away. I mean, just massive machine gun attack, but from 2 sides.
Caught in the crossfire, Corporal Warren faces a crucial life or death decision.
I could have turned around and ran back to cover, which they would have killed me. I was in a field of fire. Or I could have advanced in front of the wounded Marine and gave suppressive fire while the rest of the fire team came up. And that's the action I chose to do. I just let loose on everything, back and forth, and it was successful.
For his extraordinary heroism, Roger Warren was awarded the Navy Cross, the United States Marine Corps' second highest military medal. On the other side of Trondheim Street, Hotel Company had made steady progress through the health center block. About this time, a squad became pinned down from intense small arms and B-40 rocket fire. The squad leader, David Harbin, aggressively moved across open fire-swept areas, engaging the enemy and successfully silencing the resistance. For his exceptional courage, he was awarded the Silver Star. Late afternoon, the Marines advanced into the land bordering Le Loy Street and the river. By end of day, the French Cultural Center and the Public Works Office had been taken. This clip shows Marines making their advance into the Public Works office. This building is diagonally opposite the university. Cheatham can be seen here, standing in the doorway of the university, directing Marines across Leloy Street.
And the enemy was not attacking. The enemy was in defensive positions, prepared for us. And the Marines were attacking. And that's against all odds.